Hello, kids. Listen, before we start with our new lesson, I want to make something really clear to you guys. Some of you are doing the homework using an application, and I believe you're using photo math. I know exactly what you're doing because you're doing the work with using a, um, a rule that we haven't learned in class. Okay? If I ask you to solve using elimination, you have to use elimination. You can't use substitution. And that's what some of you are doing. And to me, that is a zero because those problems, the way you did it, I did not did anything like that on the lesson. I made it a little simpler. So by doing that, you're proving to me that you're using some kind of application because you probably have no idea what you're doing. So you better do the work, okay, the way it's being asked to do. We did see substitution, but not with the kind of problems that you guys did on the elimination part, okay? So some of you, I give you 0, and if you keep doing that, I'm gonna keep giving you zeros, which means you're gonna fail the class. So please watch the videos, listen to the lesson, and just do your homework using what I actually did on the video, okay? Because I'm not using, like I'm avoiding steps, I'm avoiding lessons, so it's not going to be like the regular school year because I'm trying to make it a little simpler to you. I'll be happy if you get, like at least, the idea of how to solve system of equations using different methods. But please don't try to play smart with me because it's not gonna work. Now let me tell the same thing to my kids that speak Spanish. Muchachos, muchos de ustedes están haciendo las tareas usando Photomath o cualquier otra aplicación. ¿Cómo me doy cuenta yo? Porque ustedes están haciendo los problemas. Cuando tienen que usar eliminación, están usando sustitución. Y no es lo que la tarea dice. Sustitución ya lo vimos, pero tampoco vimos problemas de la manera que ustedes lo están haciendo cuando están haciendo la tarea de eliminación. Ustedes están despejando la variable y eso no es la idea porque eso era sustitución. Y de cualquier manera, yo en ningún momento les enseñé problemas donde ustedes tienen que usar sustitución buscando o despejando una de las dos variables. Eso lo hice durante el año escolar en la escuela, porque teníamos todo el año, pero aquí yo estoy cortando las lecciones. Lo más importante es que ustedes aprendan lo básico, ¿ok? Cómo usar eliminación o cómo usar sustitución. Pero ustedes no me pueden dar la tarea de método de eliminación usando sustitución, porque automáticamente les voy a dar un 0. Si ustedes siguen usando Photomath, yo me voy a dar cuenta, ¿ok? Y entonces les voy a seguir dando ceros, ¿y qué va a pasar? Que no van a pasar la clase. Tengo 3 o 4 muchachos consistentes que hacen el trabajo de la manera que debe ser, pero muchos de ustedes están usando Photomath y ya eso no lo voy a permitir, ¿ok? So, por favor, a los que les di 0 con la tarea anterior, vuelvan a hacerla otra vez. Miren el video y vean ustedes que los problemas que ustedes hicieron, nunca los puse en la lección, ¿ok? So, no jueguen inteligente conmigo porque yo me voy a dar cuenta. Ok, vamos a empezar ahora con la lección de ahora, que es resolviendo el sistema de ecuaciones usando eliminación, pero ahora le vamos a poner otro pasito más, ¿ok? So, para empezar vamos a hacer 2 ejercicios de calentamiento usando los 2 métodos o los 2 tipos de ejemplos que hemos hecho en las primeras 2 lecciones, ¿ok? So, ahora voy a hablar esto en inglés. Ok, guys. What we're going to do today is the same thing, solving system of equations using elimination. But today we're going to add an extra step. As a warm-up, I have given you 2 different examples. One, that was the lesson for Monday, and 2, that was the lesson, I'm sorry, my bad. This one has to do with the lesson on Wednesday, and this one has to do with the lesson on Thursday. Okay, we're using elimination. Okay, just to review, to refresh your mind. So on Wednesday, when we start using elimination, okay, remember the idea. The goal is to keep one variable with same coefficients and different signs, okay? That's the idea, to keep a variable with the same coefficient and different signs. Ok, muchachos, para usar eliminación, la más importante es tener una variable con el mismo coeficiente y con signos opuestos. Y esta fue la lección que hicimos el miércoles, cuando empezamos a hacer la eliminación. So, let's begin now. And as you can see here, the y's are already presented with the same coefficient and different signs. Okay, so I can eliminate the y's automatically. Okay, and I will have 7 plus 5, 12x, and 39 plus 21 will be 60. Ok, so acuérdense muchachos, aquí ya yo les doy las y listas para eliminar, porque uno es negativo, el otro es positivo y tienen el mismo coeficiente. So let's continue. Now we're going to solve for x. So if I divide by 12, x equals 5. What you guys were doing in class, what you were doing, some of you did that, guy. I mean, you didn't do it. The application did it for you. You isolate one of the variables, then you substitute on the second one. That is really, really difficult for you guys. Because I know that. I've been teaching for 15 years and now that I know that that is very difficult. So what you need to do is use elimination, okay? Because that's what I'm asking, elimination and substitution. So what are we going to do? We're going to take one of the two original equations, right? And we're going to solve x for 5 so we can find y. So let's use the first one. So I'm going to write 7x minus 2y equals 39. And now this x becomes 5. So 7 parenthesis 5 minus 2y equals 39. 7 times 5 is 35 minus 2y equals 39, okay? Then what's going to happen is I'm going to subtract 39 on both sides. So let me just rewrite that here again, okay? So y equals, I'm sorry, not y equals 35 minus 2y equals 39. So we're going to isolate the y. So we're going to do minus 35 minus 35. And that gives you negative 2y equals 4. And if you divide by negative 2, y equals negative 2. So your solution, when you're supposed to put the answer, should be 5, comma, negative 2. Okay? That was the first example that we did on Wednesday, when I give you everything ready to solve, okay? Now, this was the lesson we did on Thursday, okay? On Thursday, we did, when I give you same coefficient and same signs, okay? So, muchachos, esta fue la lección del jueves, donde yo les di la variable con el mismo coeficiente y el mismo signo. So, cuando eso pasa, ¿qué hacemos? Tomamos una de las dos ecuaciones y cambiamos todos los signos, ¿ok? Al signo opuesto. So, en este caso, yo voy a mantener la primera y voy a cambiar el signo de todas estas que están acá, ¿ok? So, remember, guys, on Thursday, I gave you an example when you have the same coefficient and the same signs. So, you're supposed to keep one of the two, and the other one, you have to change the sign of every single term. So, we're going to keep the first one. So, I'm going to write 6x plus 6y equals 12. And now all this change signs. So that becomes negative x minus 6y equals negative 7. So what we do, we cancel the y's and I combine my x's. 6 minus 1 is 5 and 12 minus 7 is 5. Sorry, I forgot the x. So if I divide by 5, x equals 1. Okay? So now I go back and pick any of the two equations, okay? And solve for y. So I'm going to keep the one on the bottom because it's smaller numbers. So I'm going to write x plus 6y equals 7. And now this x becomes 1. Plus 6y equals 7. And I do minus 1, and I get 6y equals 6. And if I divide by 6, y equals 1. So the solution for this is 1, 1. Okay? So, look. Wednesday's topic, okay, was when I give you already set to eliminate one of the variables, okay? So we eliminate these two. And on Thursday, I give you example when they have the same coefficient with the same signs, so you have to change the signs of one of the two equations. Let me rephrase this in Spanish before we go to the topic today. So, el miércoles, muchachos, yo les di la ecuación donde las variables ya estaban listas para eliminarse, ¿ok? Ya tenían signos diferentes y coeficientes iguales. El jueves yo les di los ejemplos donde las variables eran iguales y tenían el mismo signo y el mismo coeficiente. Entonces lo que tienen que hacer es cambiar el signo de una de las dos ecuaciones, pero van a cambiar el signo a todos los términos, ¿ok? No solo a uno. Y aquí están los dos ejemplos. Wednesday, Thursday, miércoles, jueves. So now what we're going to do is this. What we're going to do today is when I will give you different systems when you have to multiply by a number, okay? You have to multiply by a number to make the same coefficient. So let me read the instructions in English and in Spanish. So I'm going to do the English first. So you have to make sure, okay, you have to multiply one equation, either one, okay, by a number until one of the variables have a common coefficient, okay? Distribute the number to each term in the equation. Make the number a negative number if the coefficients do not have opposite signs. Then after that, you will just do exactly what we did before. Add the equations, find one variable, plug in another equation to find the second variable. It's going to be the same thing. So let me just rephrase this now in Spanish. So muchachos, van a haber situaciones en las que ustedes tienen que multiplicar una de las variables por el número que hagan que las variables tengan el mismo signo, ¿ok? So, tienen que multiplicar por un número que hagan que las variables tengan el mismo signo. Pero ese número lo van a multiplicar por todos los términos de la ecuación, ¿ok? Por todos los términos, no solamente por uno. Si no tienen signos iguales, si no tienen signos diferentes, ese número por el que van a multiplicar, tienen que hacerlo negativo. Y de ahí vamos a usar el mismo proceso que hicimos anteriormente con estos dos. Sumar, buscar una variable y luego sustituir para buscar la segunda variable. So, aquí hay un ejemplo que les voy a explicar. So there's an example here, guys. Look, what we did was this. This is the system of equation, okay, that I'm giving you. Now, if you notice, neither one has the same signs and neither one has same coefficient. I'm sorry. Neither one has different signs. They both have the same signs and neither one has same coefficient. So you have two options here. Actually, you have two options, but I'm going to give you the easy ones, okay? Because if you notice, you can convert these two to 4, multiplying it by 2. Now, because they both are positive, when you multiply this times 2, make sure you make it negative. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to multiply the bottom equation for negative 2. So this can become negative 4y. ¿Ok, niños? Si se dan cuenta aquí, muchachos, las ecuaciones tienen signos iguales y ninguno de los tiene coeficientes iguales. So, lo que vamos a hacer es convertir una variable a que tengan el mismo coeficiente con signos opuestos. So, aquí se me hace más fácil convertir este 2 a 4, multiplicándolo por 2. Pero como tiene el mismo signo, tengo que hacer este 2 negativo para que me dé negativo 4y, y eso fue lo que hice. Multipliqué toda la de abajo por negativo 2. Y miren lo que me da. So, let's continue, guys. So, the first one, I didn't touch it. It remained the same. But now when I distribute here, I get negative 10x minus 4y plus 8. See what I did? So automatically I can cancel the y's because they both have this same coefficient with different sign. So if I eliminate the y, I will have negative 7x equals 14. And if I divide by negative 7, if I divide both sides by negative 7, I get x equals negative 2. Okay? So once you have the value of x or y, either one, you have to go back and pick one of the original equations to find the value of y. You should know that because that's the same thing. Here, I picked the first one, 3x plus 4y equals 6. Now this x becomes negative 2. Plugged in and solve. Everybody know how to do that, okay? So I'm not going to spend more time on that. So remember here, the goal is to make sure that they have the same sign. Now look, I put an example here. You see the do now here, this one? I picked that one again because you can use, when you get familiar with all these different methods, you can use the one that you feel more comfortable with. Ok, muchachos, lo que hice fue este mismo problema que está aquí, lo escribí aquí para hacerlo usando el método de hoy. Ya ustedes pueden hacer de los dos métodos, ustedes escogen, siempre y cuando ustedes aprendan todas las reglas disponibles, ustedes pueden usar cualquier regla que ustedes quieran, ¿ok? Pero como aquí yo no les había enseñado este tema, ustedes le van a hacer así. Ahora en la tarea ustedes pueden usar cualquiera de los dos si se le aplica, ¿ok? So, look, here, although they have the same signs, okay, and the same coefficients, so what I didn't do now is that I just made the second equation negative. But also, if I'm going to use this rule that I'm learning now, I can multiply this by -6 so I can eliminate the excess. That will be the second option, okay? So if you don't remember this method, you can use this. So let's work on it. So what's going to happen? This one is going to remain the same. 6x plus 6y equals 12. But because I'm multiplying the second one by -6 so I can eliminate my excess, I will have -6x minus times plus is minus. 6 times 6 is 36. Y equals -6 times 7 is -42. Then I can clearly eliminate my excess. So 6 minus 36 will give me -30. Y equals 12 minus 42, it will give me -30 also. So if I divide by -30, y equals 1, which is the same answer I got here. The answer has to be the same, but using two different methods. So now what I'm going to do, let me just fold this. I'm going to go back here, pick any of the two equations, and solve for x. So I'm going to pick the second one because it's easy. X plus 6y equals 7. But remember, here now y is 1, not x. So I'm going to keep x plus 6 times 1 equals 7. 1 because y is 1. So x plus 6 equals 7. And if I do -6 minus 6, I get x equals 1. So if you notice, I get the same answer using a different method. So that's where I'm going. That's my goal. Okay, guys? For you to use different ways, different methods, but at the end, the answer is going to be the same one. Okay? So remember, now that you know how to do this in two different ways, it doesn't matter to me how you do it on the homework because it's something that I already taught you, all right? If I didn't teach something to you, you cannot use something else. You know, you cannot use another method because that's not what I'm expecting. I'm expecting you to do the method that I actually taught you, all right? So muchachos, look, ahora que ustedes saben este otro método, este problema lo pudieron haber hecho así o lo pudieron haber hecho así. Al final la respuesta es la misma. So, la idea es esa, de que ustedes apliquen los métodos que yo les enseño en clases, no los métodos que ustedes van a escoger de una aplicación. Porque hay varias formas de hacerlo, pero ustedes tienen que ser consistentes. Si les digo eliminación, tienen que usar eliminación. Si les digo sustitución, tienen que usar sustitución. So, la manera es que yo los voy a calificar en esto que están haciendo ahora, no lo que ya les califiqué anteriormente. So let's continue with this one. So now here I have, I see that already the y's have different signs. Can you see this? Minus and plus. So the only thing I have to do is multiply this times +2 to make this 2 -4. Okay? So let's do that. So in this case, I'm multiplying the top one, not the bottom. Listen, you can also eliminate the excess, but here you have to do 2 steps. So we're going to do that on Tuesday, all right? So here we're just multiplying the top. Now, if I multiply 2 times 7, I'll get 14x. 2 times -2 will give me -4y, and 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, now the second one is going to remain the same. So I'm going to copy 3x plus 4y equals 30. And now I can cancel my y's. If I add the x's, I have 17x, and if I add these two, I get 34. Now, if I divide by 17, x equals 2. So now that I find my x, I have to now find y, right? So I'm going to pick either one of these two and substitute the x for 2 so I can find y. So let's pick the first one, okay? Let's pick 7x minus 2y equals 2. Now this x becomes what? Becomes 2. So 7 times 2 minus 2y equals 2. 7 times 2 is 14, minus 2y equals 2. Minus 14, we always eliminate the constant first, equals negative 12 because 12 minus 14 is negative 12. And if you divide by negative 2, y equals positive 6. So there's your solution. So the solution to the system is 2, 6. Okay, don't come up with the homework doing for math, okay? Because if I find out they're using for math, you're gonna get a 0 automatically. And I need to see the work. Okay, guys, no usen for math o ninguna otra aplicación porque yo me voy a dar cuenta y si es el caso le voy a dar 0, ok? Y lo voy a reportar. Lo voy a reportar como principal porque no puedo estar haciendo eso. Remember, guys, I will report you to the principal if you keep doing that, if you keep using applications. Now take a look at this one. Look, both variables have positive signs and neither one has same coefficient. Okay, muchachos, en esta las dos variables son positivas, ok, en ambos casos las dos y son positivas, las dos x son positivas y ninguno de los coeficientes son iguales. So my option that I have here, if I want to eliminate the x's, all right, is just multiply this times 2 to convert the x to 2. But because they're both positive, I have to multiply by negative 2 so that x becomes negative so I can cancel. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 17 is negative 14y. And negative 2 times 15 is going to be negative 30. And the second y remains the same. Let you put an arrow rather. So I'm going to copy 2x plus 9y equals 20. Then I'm ready to eliminate my x's. Minus 14 plus 9 is going to be negative 5y. Remember, when we combine in different sign terms, we subtract and keep the sign of the absolute value of the higher number. Cuando estamos combinando familias, muchachos, se restan y se mantiene el símbolo del número que tiene mayor valor absoluto. Okay? So negative 10 plus 20 is negative 30 plus 20 is negative 10. So now I'm going to divide by negative 5. So y equals positive 2. Next step, just pick either one of the equation. Substitute y for 2 to find x. So I'm going to keep the first one. I'm going to keep x plus 7y. I usually keep the one that has less numbers or also the one that has less negative signs. So let's do that. So x plus 7 times 2 equals 15, right? So x plus 14 equals 15. And if I do minus 14, x equals 1. So, right, the solution will be 1, 2. And we'll have one more to go and we finish. Remember here, you have two options. You have, here you can pick, eliminate any of the variables you want. If the good thing here is the y's have opposite signs. So I only have to worry about having the same coefficients. Here also, they both have the same sign, but it's also easy. I can eliminate the x's just by multiplying the bottom by negative 2. This is two options. If you want to eliminate the y's, you have to multiply the top by 0.5 only. If you want to multiply the x, you have to multiply the bottom by negative 2, okay? So you can pick any one you want in this case. Here you couldn't do that because you cannot convert 7. You can convert 7 to 9, you know? So that was impossible. So the only option you have is work with the x's. Although there's another method, another way that we're going to learn. Okay, that's the next one that we're going to do. Now here, so because, okay, I already have my different signs, as you're going to multiply the top by 0.5, because that's 0.5, guys, okay? Remember, it's 0.5. And 0.5 means 1/2. If you multiply 0.5 times 4, or it's like saying half of 4 will be 2x. Now, 0.5 times y is going to be same thing. Also, 0.5 times 1, because it's 1 in the front, you're going to give you the same thing, 0.5y. And 0.5 times 12, which is half of 12, it will be 6. Because 0.5 is 1/2, and half of 12 is 6. And I'm going to keep the other one. Okay, so I can eliminate the y's. So I will have what? I will have 4x equals 8. And if I divide by 4, x equals 2. Now, I'm going to pick the top one, 4x plus y equals 12, to find y. So this x becomes 2 plus y equals 12. So 4 times 2 is 8 plus y equals 12. So minus a, y equals 4. So your solution is 2, 4. Now guys, listen, I'm just going to do the other one, okay, because we have time. Let's say, let me do the same problem, okay, just for you to know and understand what I'm talking about. That was the original problem. Remember, this is the answer, but let me just explain to you, because you could also eliminate the x's. Remember what I told you? Okay, to eliminate the x's, I need to multiply this one by -2, so I can convert this to -4, so I can eliminate my x's, right? So for now, I'm going to keep the same one, the same way. Niño, lo que estoy haciendo es, estoy haciendo el mismo problema, pero ahora en vez de eliminar las y, voy a eliminar las x, porque también pueden hacer eso. Ok, yo sé que todo el mundo piensa diferente. So vamos a multiplicar ahora -2 por lo de abajo. So -2 times 2x, that's going to give you -4x. So I will be able to cancel those. So -2 times 0.5, which is negative, that becomes positive. Okay, so what is half of 2? So it's 1, so it's going to be a positive y. Okay, and -2 times 2, that we're going to give you -4. All right, so I cancel my x. Y plus y is 2y. 12 minus 4 is 8. And if I divide by 2, y equals 4. The same one as up here. You see that? Same. It doesn't matter which way you go. Now, and to find x, I'm going to still pick the top one. And this y becomes 4. So 4x plus 4 equals 12. So if I do -4, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little slappy because I'm getting excited. I love math. So I'm going to have 4x equals 8. And if I divide by 4, x equals 2, which is the same one as here. Okay? So it doesn't matter which letter you eliminate, you're still going to have the same answer. Okay? So now we have 3 different methods for solving system of equation using elimination. So we have one more to go. All right, so please guys, listen. If you can log in to the live sessions, do it. Muchachos, si pueden entrar a las login sesiones de en vivo, háganlo. Nada más tienen que apoyar la camarita que está abajo del tema de la clase. Ahí dice Meet, Google Meet. Y hay una camarita. Nada más tocan ahí y entran. Okay, guys, please try to go to the live sessions. The only thing you have to do is just click on the little camera that it says Google Meet below the name of the class, and will take you right to my live sessions. Again, period 1 is from 9:30 to 10, period 2 from 11 to 11:30. Señores, periodo 1 de 9:30 a 10, periodo 2 de 11 a 11:30. Por favor, traten de hacer eso y no me manden tareas incompletas usando otros métodos. Please guys, do not send me incomplete work, and do not send me works done differently. It has to be the way that I'm teaching in the lesson. All right? If you keep doing that, you're going to get 0 and you're going to fail and that's not my problem. Si siguen haciendo eso, van a fracasar la clase y no va a ser problema mío. Gracias y pasen un buen día.